What's up guys, David here, 1212 here, and today we're going to do a quick little video discussing the new Dark Magician support everyone's talking about. Oh man, these are so cool. I just had to do a video. I know I don't do card discussions on the new stuff all the time, but I kind of want to just, keep my channel to the point where it's like I do the stuff I want to do, so if I get a card that comes out, I'm going to talk about it. And we're going to go in the reverse order because the organization had the nice courtesy to order these in pretty much their order of usefulness. So let's go. First one is their trap card for Dark Magician, making him a theme. I guess he kind of already was a theme because there's a couple of cards. But anyway, called Magician's Navigate. It's a normal trap card. It says special summon one Dark Magician from your hand, then special summon one level 7 or lower Dark Spellcaster type monster from your deck. And the second effect is if you control Dark Magician, except during the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one face-up spell or trap your opponent controls to get its effects until the end of the turn. Alright, so this is a kind of interesting trap card. The second effect is very reminiscent of a lot of more modern spell and traps where they all have graveyard effects. This just seems to be with which way the game is going. So this is kind of interesting. Obviously this is probably supposed to be like a pendulum anti-support effect, basically to shut down pendulum scales, possibly things like Vanity's Emptiness or other cards that may be face up on the field that would potentially shut Dark Magician down. But it's this first effect that's a little more relevant. Basically, you summon Dark Magician from your hand, which isn't bad because you'll probably have one in your hand because there are so many cards in this release, as well as existing Dark Magician cards to get him into your hand. And then you can summon one level 7 or lower Dark Spellcaster type monster from your deck. This would be an instant rank 7. Also, you can go into, like pictured here, Dark Magician Girl, which you might be able to summon, what do you call it? I don't remember the name of the damn card. Whoops. Oh, go back. Here it is, Dark Burning Magic. This would be, it says if you control monsters whose original names are Dark Magician, Dark Magician Girl, destroy all cards your opponent controls. So that would let you actually play this card, which would otherwise be pretty hard to activate, and it's quick play, that's kind of cool. Next up is Illusion Magic, another cool artwork. The artwork in this theme is generally really neat, but anyway, what Illusion Magic does is a quick play spell card. You can only activate one of it per turn, and you can tribute one Dark Spellcaster type monster you control to add up to 2 Dark Magician cards from your deck or graveyard to your hand. This is a lot like, what is it? Melody of the Summoning Dragon for Blue Eyes White Dragon. And again, it's also like that card. It's generic, but they also made a quick play, which is pretty broke. Which again is how you're going to get Dark Magicians to your hand. So this is pretty neat. Again, it's Dark Spellcaster type. So they're really trying to make it as generic as possible and still be Dark Magician support in order to you to throw in some other Dark Spellcasters in order to get the game moving, which is actually really kind of awesome. I'm glad they're kind of doing this because there's things like Skilled Dark Magician, which you probably would play because it summons Dark Magician from your hand, deck, or graveyard, and it is a Dark Spellcaster, as well as your Dark Magician Girls. So it makes her a little bit more playable and kind of part of the theme more. Next up is Dark Magic Circle. A continuous spell, very interesting. This is a cool artwork. It's basically that thing that's behind all the Dark Magicians, which is cool. I guess, yeah. So it's this, whatever. Basically, it says, you can only use the 1 and 2 effects of Dark Magic Circle once per turn. When this card is activated, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. If there are either a spell or trap that has Dark Magician in its text or Dark Magician among them, you can reveal them and add that to your hand and return the other cards to the top deck in any order. Alright, that's kind of cool. It's basically like Pot of Duality, but only for your Dark Magician theme cards. The fact that it says in its text is to cover their bases because Konami, I don't think, had the foresight to make all this garbage say Dark Magicians blah or Dark Magicians blah. So like Thousand Knives and Dark Magic Curtain, all this other hooey is doesn't have Dark Magician in its name, so you can't really say Dark Magician cards. It wouldn't search any of the old cards. So yeah, it has to say this garbage so that it can search, whatever it wants. The fact that it puts them on the top of the deck in any order is kind of lame. I'd rather shuffle the deck, but it is kind of cool because you would get to know what your next couple of cards are. You could combo this thing with Archfiend's Oath if you want to be super gimmicky, I guess. But, yeah, so that's kind of cool. And the second effect is, if Dark Magician is normal or special summoned to your side of the field, you can target one card your opponent controls and banish it. That's pretty nifty. The fact this is continuous means you don't have to go out of your way to use this effect. It's just on the field, and just whenever you get to use, or whenever you get to special or normal summon a Dark Magician, you just kind of get to banish a card your opponent controls. That's really kind of nifty. It targets, which is kind of lame, but hey, you know what? It's like a free effect. Like, the card really doesn't need this effect to still be a decent card. This is just kind of a little nice bonus. Next up is the first monster, Magician's Rod. Basically, it's a monster version of his staff. Why this is an equip card, I don't know, but whatever. It's a level 3 Dark Spellcaster type effect monster. 1600 attack, 100 defense. So this works with all those cards below it that say, if you got a Dark Spellcaster type, blah, that will let you use these guys for it. And it says, you can only use the 1 and 2 effects of Magician's Rod once per turn. Ooh, his Rod. So if this card is normal summon, you can add 1 Spell Trap with Dark Magician in its text to your from your deck to your hand. That is busted. Just, you know, in before pulling the rug. But anyway, this is kind of like I guess I was gonna say Manju, but it's more like Sonic Bird for the deck. It just basically lets you again grab all this garbage. So much garbage. Does it let you get Ayatamias? Busted. It lets you get Ayatamias. Broke. So that's really, really good. That's, again, really all it would have to do, and yet it has a second effect. If you activate a spell or trap effect during your opponent's turn while this card's in your graveyard, you contribute 1 spell-type monster, or spellcaster-type monster, and add this card from your graveyard to your hand. So, you know, if you had to tribute this thing to play Dark Magician or whatever, you can get it right back. Spell or traps activating on your opponent's turn is really not hard for this deck, because again, you know, we have all this garbage, a lot of it's quick play, and later we'll see this is really not a chore, and it's kind of cool that you can just kind of get this thing along the way. Again, it's nice that it has this effect. Magician's Robes. This would be his armor, I guess. 700 attack, 2000 defense, level 2. It's a shame that neither of these are tuners. That would be really cool, but yeah, whatever. I guess you can't win them all, right? And again, you can only use each effect once, which is fine. Gotta be balanced. During your opponent's turn, you can discard 1 spell or trap, special summon 1 Dark Magician from your deck. Okay, so they're gonna try to make you basically spam the field with Dark Magicians as much as possible. It's a shame you can only run 3, and we got the new red one though. That's really cool. So you got, like, you know, one of the old art, one of the new art, and then like one of the red or something. So you can really fill your deck up. But anyway, that's good. It's a shame it's during your opponent's turn. It is a quick effect though because of that. So you could do it during the end phase to kind of try to keep your Dark Magician from getting hit with a bunch of battle or whatever. So that's not too bad, as long as you can keep this thing on the field. 2000 defense isn't, you know, nothing to shake a stick at, but even still, it's not very strong, so you're going to find a hard way to keep this on the field. But, you know, you might come up with something. Then it says, number 2 is you can activate a spell or trap effect during... or if you activate, a spell trap or a trap effect during your opponent's turn while this card's in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your graveyard, but it banishes it when it leaves the field. So this kind of makes up for the fact that this effect needs to, you know, this thing's not very strong. I mean, you could set it or whatever, it gets ran over, whatever. You can just, you know, if you play a trap that turn, you can just summon this back, and then during the end phase, use its effect to, you know, get your Dark Magician on the field. Obviously, we are blowing through our spells and traps, but that's not so bad because... you know, we got skilled Dark Magician and stuff, so who wants us to play spells? So there is some synergy with some of the existing support. First of the bigger dudes is Magician of Black Illusion. It's kind of a retrain of Dark Magician. it's kind of about time now that we got one of those. It says you can only activate this 1 in 3 effects of Magician of Black Illusion once per turn, which I don't know why they did 1 in 3, but whatever. We'll go over number 2 first. It's the simplest effect. It says this card is treated as Dark Magician while in the monster zone. That's kind of cool. It's a shame it doesn't say graveyard, because I feel like that would make this card infinitely more useful, but... stupid Konami. You know, you were this close, but you fucked it up. But anyway, The first effect is if you activate a spell or trap during your opponent's turn, you can special summon this card from your hand. So, okay. I mean, like, what that basically does is it fills the gap that, you know, these things are trying to summon Dark Magician and stuff, and he's not Dark Magician in the deck or in the graveyard or in the hand. So this kind of, he has his own effect trying to, you know, make him more of a Dark Magician. I don't know why they gave him that when they could have just made this, but whatever. The other effect he has is while this card is face up in the field, if you activate a spell or trap, you can target one Dark Magician in your graveyard, special summon that monster. So, okay, that's pretty cool. I mean, yeah. Again, this just would be a really quick rank 7 spam, and you're going to probably have Dark Magicians in your graveyard all the damn time, because you're going to constantly be summoning them and detaching them and summoning them and detaching them, as long as you have spells or traps to activate, which means things like your Upstart Goblin are going to be pretty busted, because you're going to draw a card and then go like +2 with it, so that's kind of cool. And then the last card we want to talk about is their new Dark Magician XYZ monster, Ebon Void Magician. Basically what he does is he's a 2 level 7 spellcaster type, a lot like Ebon Magician, or what the hell his name is? Well, I don't know what his call. He's not even on there because he's not a Dark Magician. Whatever. 2300 attack, 2800 defense. That's not too bad. He got a big butt, but his attack's pretty weak. If this card is XYZ material, you can activate quick play spells or traps from your hand during your opponent's turn. If you activate this card this way, or a card this way, you have to detach from it. Whoa! 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 Okay, let's back the train up. This card, this is an amazing effect. You're probably gonna be playing him in defense mode, so that's kind of balanced. But he's almost got this like MacLeod the Destroyer type deal, where you can just like slap traps down from your hand that protects them of things like Twin Twister in a mirror match from dark magic attacks, stuff like that. So that's really, really handy. You can look. It doesn't seem like you material from this card. Whatever. It doesn't seem like there's any restriction on the trap cards, just the quick play spells. So you can, you know, drop your Solemn Strikes and your Solemn Warnings, or hell, you can even use like Breakthrough Skill, kind of like a Veiler. I mean, that's pretty busted. So you know, there's some really, really interesting little things that you can do with this. It'll be kind of cool to see what combos people kind of work out of the woodwork with this thing. And the other fact is, if this is a card if you gotta be XYZ summoned, that means I guess you can't like special summon him or whatever back and then do this again. It is sent to the graveyard by opponent's card effect or destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard. You can special summon one dark spellcaster type monster from your deck and then destroy one card on the field. Alrighty, so if he goes to the graveyard by pretty much any means, you can special summon one dark spellcaster type monster from your deck or hand. I mean, yeah, you're gonna do it from the deck. Really, really neat. Basically, he just kind of replaces himself if your opponent manages to get around him, and he gets to destroy a card along the way. This is very reminiscent of, oh boy, what is it? Here it is, Magical Dimension. I would have not known what this card was called. If you control a phase-up spellcaster type, you can tribute that monster and special summon one spellcaster from your hand, then you can destroy a card, the monster in the field. And it's kind of reminiscent of this card. I think that's where they got the idea for it, but it's infinitely better because it's not just monster. It's it's what do you call it? Any card on the field, and it can also summon it from the deck. But you know, I see where they're going with that. But anyway, guys, let me know down in the comments below what you think of these cards. I think they're really cool. Just like some other stuff that we don't care about. But I think these new Dark Magician support cards are really cool. And I'd be curious what you guys think. So let me know down in the comments below. And remember, guys, if you don't troll the meta, who will? I'll see you guys next time.